Hi, this is Carrie with Carrie Concealed and the Active Self-Protection Extra channel, and today I have a special guest with us. This is Miss Donna, and I thought it'd be fun if we asked Miss Donna the instructor insider questions. So we're going to do that when we come back.
Lucky Gunner is my recommended trusted provider of Freedom seeds for range or defensive use. In stock, good prices, and rocket fast shipping are why I go back again and again. Because of new guidelines, I can't link their site or say it, but you're smart and you can find it with a simple Google search. Stick it to the man by paying them a visit today.
Welcome back. All right, Miss Donna, our first question is tell the people a little bit about yourself and where they can find more out about you.
Howdy, I'm Donna Cornell, and my independent firearms training company is 414 Instruction and Training. That's 414, just the numbers, 414.
Is that your area code or something?
No, it comes from a very personally important Bible verse.
Oh, okay.
From Esther 4:14. And kind of the byline is, you could be here for such a time as this.
Yeah,
is kind of the thing. So that was something that I found important to me as I went along this journey. So you can find me at 414instruction.net, I think, and then also Donna Cornell, firearms instructor on Facebook. So.
I love that you know that. That's really cool. I wouldn't even know how to tell somebody to find me on Facebook, so good job.
I have to think about it sometimes.
All right, for how long have you been an instructor?
I did my first instructor certification class in 2017 with Mike Abramovich out, and we actually were out at Gunsight for that class.
Okay.
Much like Kara, who you've already talked to.
Yeah.
Was,
Is that where Miss Kara did her first one too?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
So yeah, that was an NRA, and then I've gone on to do numerous other certifications since 2017.
All right, very cool. What was your first gun and what's your current favorite gun?
My first gun was a 6-hour P238. Cute little pea shooter, as one of my instructors called it. He was like, "Oh, you've got a pea shooter." My current favorite would probably be one of the SIG P320s. I think it's like the 320. The really
the souped up super guy.
Yeah, the souped up super guy. I currently carry though a SIG 365 XL, which I love. I dearly love that gun. I do everything with it.
Sounds like the grip on that was made for hands our
for
size.
my size. Yeah, it really was.
Exactly. All right, currently, what are you enjoying most about teaching, or which classes or topics are you enjoying teaching most?
So most of my teaching right now is with my Armed Women of America chapter. That's just where most of my time is spent.
Yeah.
I also have a full-time job elsewhere. So that's most of where I am. But probably one of my favorite things especially with those ladies, is getting them out of the lanes and showing them what can happen when you're not in the confined space of just your lane, and the light bulbs that go on, and wow, I've never been on this side of the range, and just kind of the difference that makes, and seeing those light bulbs go on when they experience that movement and that dynamic atmosphere.
I love that you introduce your students to that. A lot of instructors don't.
Yeah.
I admire you for doing that.
We have a wonderful host range that really just kind of lets us do whatever. And
trust you a lot then, obviously.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They do, and they're really wonderful. I've been at a couple of different ranges that have not been so willing to work with us in that way. So yeah, they really work with us a lot.
Good stuff. What's one helpful hint you can share with instructors just starting out?
So my co-leader is more of a just starting out instructor.
So you're mentoring.
So that's one thing that she and I discuss is go and train. Go and get in other instructors' classes. Go and see what their style is. Not only is it going to help you as a shooter, but it's going to also give you inputs as far as, I do like that method of doing that with a student. I don't like that method.
Yeah.
So go and train, and also something that I didn't do that I wish someone had offered to me is to go and try to RSO an AI for another instructor. So that would probably.
It's almost like there's a fear in asking, like, I don't want them to think I'm trying to steal their curriculum or their way of doing things.
Right.
And great instructors don't worry about that.
They don't worry about that.
That's a really good thing. I need to think of that more. Encourage everybody to do that.
Right.
Really, because we learn so much.
Right.
I learn a ton from food.
Right.
All right. What's one piece of what's the best piece of firearm or protection related advice you've ever received?
I'm going to say, as far as self-protection, advice is to use your voice and to practice using your voice.
Yes.
I have to be reminded of that, and I think as women especially, so many of us can go into freeze, and just the reminder of what using your voice does for us physiologically.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
To keep us in the mindset.
Yeah.
So using your voice is probably one of the biggest things.
Yeah, and helping people see it as a tool. Like if they're, in your self-protection toolbox,
right?
Using your voice is absolutely a tool. Sometimes it's the best tool. Yeah, that's good. Good stuff. If you could train with anyone living or dead, who would it be?
It seems kind of like an obvious answer, but I would probably also say in terms of, I know other people have said this, but Massad.
Oh yeah, heck
yeah. He's been on my list for a while, and there are a lot of other people on my list that I've been able to kind of check off a little at a time. So he's probably a big one that I don't know if it'll happen.
Oh, it'll happen. I know it'll happen. I have confidence. I love it. All right, last question. If you could AI or RSO for anyone living or dead, who would it be?
Two people came to mind.
Okay.
One is Dave Spalding.
Yes.
I have trained with him.
Oh, love that man.
I love him.
Yes.
He did a lot for me. The training that I did with him did a lot for me as a shooter.
Same here.
And I respect him as just the way he runs his classes.
Yes.
And the other person that I have just like that same amount of respect for is John Correa. And if I had an opportunity to do that, John and Neil, I mean, I would love to do that. I just have a ton of respect for how they run their classes.
I know they'd welcome you anytime too. So yeah, that's good stuff. I so appreciate about Dave Spalding. My very first class with him I was well into my journey, but I was so taken aback because he didn't begin his class with going around and asking you to say what gun you had, and for some reason you'd say, in most of the classes I'd been at, especially with national trainers, it was like, look, where you're from, what gun you had, or what gun you were shooting or whatever.
Yeah.
And when I did his class for the very first time, he didn't ask that, and it was so refreshing because I was usually the only one with that gun same gun I still shoot, but.
What was refreshing for me was he was the first person, because right-handed, left-eye dominant, and when I in shooting iron sights, I would cant my head just a little bit to line up that eye. And he was the first person that didn't try to, quote unquote, fix that out of me. He said, if that's working for you, it seems to be working. Your target tells me it's working. So he was like the first person that really didn't try to, quote unquote, fix that out of me, and gave me permission, I guess, in a way, to do what works. And actually that was very formative for me as an instructor to say, you've got to find what works for you. I can give you some guidelines, I can give you a framework, but within that, there are going to be some specific things that work for you. I've taken numerous classes with him, and
I'm so sad he retired.
I know. I wanted so badly to do his instructor. His instructor that he did. He did one, and it was a group of us from Texas that kind of talked him into doing that. And then he was like, "So why aren't you doing it?" I'm like, "I've got family vacation."
What do you do? You can't.
Yeah, you can't. So anyway,
I understand.
Anyway, tons of respect for that man.
Yes, same here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time, Ms. Donna. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Carrie.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Download the ASP Unlimited app for all the content you love from active self-protection and more with no interference from YouTube. No ads, no age gates, exclusive videos, seminars, classes, and more on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Android TV.
Hit the link in the description or download Asp Unlimited from your app store today.